Hello students, welcome back to Speak English Academy. I am Saranabasappa, working as English teacher in Government Adarsh Vidyalaya, Basavan Bhagyavadi, Vijaypur district. Today I am doing this video on state level SSLC preparatory examination 2, which was conducted on 27 January 2026. Subject first language English NCERT. Subject code 15E English. First we look at the multiple choice questions. The first question is like this. It is an article. Kalpana Chawla was dash great astronaut. She was dash first Indian woman to get into space. The correct articles to be filled in the blanks are. The right answer is B. A. See, Kalpana Chawla was a great astronaut. She was the first Indian woman to go into space. A. Question number 2. Chimney for a nose. Identify the figure of speech in this line. This is metaphor. Answer A, metaphor. Number 3, question number 3. He hasn't finished his work yet. The suitable question tag to be added is. Answer A. Has he? Because ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಹ್ಯಾಸಂಟ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 4. ಸುಮಾ, ಕಮ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಯು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ವೇ. ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ಡ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್. So this is the underlined sentence here. The language function of this sentence is offering help. Question number 5. Our car dash of petrol just outside the city. The correct preserve to be filled in the blank is. Answer D, ran out. So run out means to consume. ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗು ಅಂತ. ಅವರ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಕಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ. ರನ್ ಔಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ರ್ಯಾನ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ 6, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 6. ಎ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ವಾಲ್. The tense in the sentence is hangs on. This is simple present tense. Answer B. So next, analogy. Observe the relationship between the first pair of words and complete the second pair accordingly in the following. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಫೇರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸೊ ಎರಡನೇ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೇರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ತುಂಬ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೌನ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೌನ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಬ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ನೌನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ನೌನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ವರ್ಬ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಬಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವರ್ಬಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆ ಅಮಿಯಬಲ್, ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ. ಏನಿದು ಸಿನಾನಿಮ್, ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿನಾನಿಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವಿಡ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿನಾನಿಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವಿಡ್? ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವಿಡ್ ಸಿನಾನಿಮ್ ಏನು? ಸಮಾನಾರ್ಥಕ ಪದ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಚಕ್. ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಚಕ್? ಹೋಮೋಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್, ದ ಹೋಮೋಫೋನಸ್ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್. ನೋಡಿ ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಡೆಸರ್ಟ್. ಎಸ್. 9. ಸೌಂಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್. ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಅರೌಂಡು? ಇದು ರೈಮಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಏಜ್ಗೆ ರೈಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವರ್ಡನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ರೇಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವೇಸ್, ಪೇಸ್, ಮೇಸ್, ಗೇಸ್, ಲೇಸ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವರ್ಡನ್ನು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಇದೇ ಶಬ್ದವನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಶಬ್ದ ರೈಮ್ ಆಗುವಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸರಿ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 10. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಎನಿಮಿ ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಎನಿಮಿಗೂ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟರ್, ಬಿಟರ್ದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟರ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೋರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೋದು. ಸೋರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬಿಟರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿನಾನಿಮಸ್ ಅವು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವೀಟ್. ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಬಿಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋರ್. ಈ ಸ್ವೀಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬಿಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೋರ್ ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, rewrite as directed. Question number 11. Change the voice of the sentence. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯಾರಿಟಿ. ಇದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. ಸೊ ಬೈ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿನೂ ಹಚ್ಬೋದು, ತಪ್ಪೇನಲ್ಲ. ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಸರಿ. ಸಾಲ್ವ್. ಚೇಂಜ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಅನ್ ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ಶಲ್ ಎವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಡೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಕ್ವಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಗ ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಶಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಡೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 13. ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಎ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಬುಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ವರ್ಬ್. ಈ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಶಬ್ದ ವರ್ಡನ್ನು ನಾವು ವರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೈ ಫಾದರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಡ್ 2 ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬುಕ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಳಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 14. ವೆನ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಟೀ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯುರೋಪ್. ಯುರೋಪ್ ಖಂಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟೀ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 16th century. Question number 15. What sort of an animal the bear is? Answer. The bear frequently hugs hard. Or the bear frequently hugs tightly. Or bear hugs the human being tightly. Any answer. When does fog move on? Answer. After looking over the harbor and the city, the fog moves on. 17. How many rupees did Hari Singh steal from Anil? ಅನಿಲ್ನಿಂದ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಹರಿಸಿಂಗ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಅಂತ. 600 rupees. 18. Which allergic condition affected Horace Danby's work? ಅಂದರೆ hay fever. 19. Who is the constable in the story Footprint Without Feet? Answer. Mr. Joppers. 20. Finally, who stayed in the Mars? Noodle. Next, question number 5. Answer the following questions in 2 or 3 sentences. 2 ಅಂಕಗಳ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಈಗ. 21. Why does the postmaster send money to Lencho? ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಲೆಂಚೋಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಿದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಲೆಂಚೋ believed strongly in God, so he wrote a letter to God asking him for 100 pesos. The postmaster did not want to break his faith in God, so he sent money to Lencho. Question number 22. Who is Natalia Stepanovna as Lomo knows? ಲೊಮೋನಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿದಂತೆ ಈ ನಟಲ್ಯಾ ಸ್ಟೆಪನೋವ್ನ ಯಾರು, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ ನಾವು. ನೋಡಿ, ನಟಲ್ಯಾ ಸ್ಟೆಪನೋವ್ನ ವಾಸ್ 24 years old girl. You can also read she is the daughter of Chubukov. Actually, she is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking and well educated. These 3 points are right here. 23. How does the poet suggest to differentiate the lion and tiger in how to tell wild animals? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಪೋಯಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಲಯನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೈಗರ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಕವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ದ ಲಯನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೈಯಿಂಗ್. ದ ಟೈಗರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್. 24. Why did the narrator attempt to keep Tricky as a permanent guest in his clinic? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೇಟರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜೇಮ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾರಿಯಟ್ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕಿಯನ್ನು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತನ್ನ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತವಂಗಂತ ನೋಡಲಿ. ಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಂಪ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಟ್ರಿಕೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್. ದ ಬಾಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವೈನ್ ಬಿಗ್ಯಾನ್ ಟು ಅರೈವ್. ದ ನೆರೇಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ his friends were enjoying both, so he wanted to keep Tricky as a permanent guest. 25. Who is Fowler? What is his first authentic thrill of the day? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೌಲರ್ ಯಾರು, ಅವನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆಸೆಬಲ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನು ಥ್ರಿಲ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಫೌಲರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ರೈಟರ್. ಫೌಲರ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೈಟರ್. He had come to meet Ausable. His first authentic thrill of the day came when he saw a man in Ausable's room pointing a pistol towards Ausable and himself. Question number 26. Mention the hobbies of Richard. ಈ ರಿಚಾರ್ಡ್ನ ಹಾಬೀಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲಿ. ದ ಹಾಬೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಚಾರ್ಡ್ ಎಬ್ರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋಡಿ: ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ರಾಕ್ಸ್, ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಟರ್ಫ್ಲೈಸ್, collecting fossils, coins, and also lastly at the end he became an eager astronomer, stargazing all night. He is also an expert photographer of nature and scientific exhibitions. 27. How did Boli's teacher play an important role in changing the course of her life? ಬೋಲಿಯ ಜೀವನದ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಳ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕಿಯ ಪಾತ್ರ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೋಲಿಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಡ್ ಹರ್ ಟು ಸೇ ಹರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಸಿ ಗೇವ್ ಹರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ಸಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಬೋಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕರೇಜಿಯಸ್ ಗರ್ಲ್. ಸಿ ಟಾಟ್ ಹರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಸಿ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಹರ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಅದರ್ ವೇಸ್. What does Hari Singh say about the different reactions of people when they robbed? See, the greedy man showed fear, the rich man showed anger, the poor man showed acceptance, but Anil would show only a touch of sadness, not for the loss of the money but for the loss of faith. Then 2 marks grammar questions. Question number 28. Change the given simple sentence into compound and complex sentence. In spite of his riches, he is unhappy. Compound sentence. He is rich, but or yet he is unhappy. ಇಲ್ಲಿ but ಮತ್ತು yet ಎರಡನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿದ್ರು ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ thou although ಎರಡನ್ನು ಬಳಸೋದು. thou or although he is rich, he is unhappy. 29. Change the following sentence into reported speech or indirect speech. Mohan, I am working hard for examination. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚು ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೋಡಿ. ಮೋಹನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟರು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅವರು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೋಹನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈಡ್. ಮೋಹನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸರ್ಟಿವ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಬು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಮೋಹನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಂಟು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಹಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೋಹನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟೆಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 30. ಕಂಬೈನ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಕೋರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್, ಬೋತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ನೀದರ್ ನಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಎರಡು ಕೋರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಕಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಳಗೆರಡು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎರಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವೆರಡನ್ನು ಇವನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪೋಯೆಟ್, ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಫಿಲಾಸಫರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಅ ಪೋಯೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎ ಫಿಲಾಸಫರ್. He is both a poet and a philosopher. Next, he is neither a poet nor a philosopher. Next, 3 marks questions. Okay, first question. Describe the narrator's experience as he flew the aeroplane into the storm. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೈಲಟ್ ನೆರೇಟರು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ತನ್ನ ಏರೋಪ್ಲೇನನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಿಸಿದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಾಯಿತು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಈ ಫೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. As the pilot or the author entered the storm, his plane started jumping and twisting. He could not see anything outside the plane. It was dark. Totally there was dark. Means he could not see anything there. When he looked at compass and other instruments, they had stopped their function due to storm. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಡೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಆಲ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಕಂಪಾಸ್ ವರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೆಡ್ ಅಂತ. It was a terrible and fearsome experience for him. The fuel tank was almost empty and he could not fly more than 10 minutes. ಅವನ ಏರೋಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೂಡ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇತ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಕೇವಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯದವರೆಗೆ ಹಾರಾಡಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ he could fly his aeroplane for 10 minutes only, not more than this. See question number 32. How does Anne justify herself whenever she was given assignments by her maths teacher? For the first essay, Anne argued that talking is a natural student's trait, inherited from her talkative mother, and promised to control it, but admitted it was incurable. Mr. Keesing assigned another essay after she continued talking, but specific details are not elaborated behind her ongoing justifications. With help from her friend Sani, Anne wrote a poem about a swan beating its duckling to death for quaking too much, satirizing the punishment and delivering a clear message against over-punishing talkativeness. Mr. Keesing appreciated the humor, read it to the class, and stopped assigning extra homework to Anne Frank. Question number 33. The boy is learning from the loss of the ball. Explain the message of the poet through this line. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ದ ಬಾಲ್ ಪೋಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಜಾನ್ ಬೇರ್ಮೆನ್ನ ಪೋಯಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದ ಬಾಲ್ ಪೋಯಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಿಂದಿ. The poet says that the boy is learning to cope up with the loss of the ball. He is experiencing grief and learning to grow up in this world of possessions. He learns that there are so many things in life that are lost and cannot be brought back. He is sensing his first responsibility as he has lost the ball. The boy will learn how to stand up and leave the losses behind as he would have understood the true meaning and nature of loss. Question number 34. How does W.B. Yeats represent the argument between a young man and young lady in the poem Anne Gregory? The speaker or the poet says to Anne that her beautiful honey-colored hair can make any young man fall hopelessly in love with her. This love is not Anne but for her beautiful hair. Anne replies to the speaker, the poet, that she can get her hair dyed and change the color of her hair into brown or black or carrot. She believes that such an act will make the young man love for herself or her inner beauty and not for her outer beauty, yellow hair. The poet mentions an old religious man who had announced last night that he had found a religious text. It is written in this text that only God is capable of looking behind the external beauty of person. Question number 35. What did the Loyals do immediately to find the lost necklace? ಕಳೆದು ಹೋದ ನೆಕ್ಲೆಸ್ ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಲೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕಲು ಆಗಲೇ ಈ ಲಾಯ್ಸಲ್ಸ್ ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಆನ್ಸರು: ದ ಲಾಯ್ಸಲ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ಡ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಲೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡ್ರೆಸ್, in the cloak, and in the pockets. Monsieur Loisel went back over the track where they came home from the ball on foot to see if he could find it. At 7 o'clock, her husband returned, but he could find nothing. He went to the police and to the cab offices and put an advertisement in the newspapers offering a reward. They did not find it, so Matilda wrote her friend that the clasp of the necklace had been broken. They needed some time to repair it. Question number 36. How did Buddha transform Kisa Gautami into an enlightened person? When Kisa Gautami went to Buddha and asked him to save the life of her son, he told her to bring a handful of mustard seeds from the house where there was no death. She happily agreed and went house to the house to get it. After failing to produced a handful of mustard seeds from house where death had never knocked at the door. She sat down by the roadside feeling helpless. She saw the lights of the city that flickered and were extinguished. At last, it was darkness everywhere. She realized that death was common to all. She was being selfish in her grief. Our question: what are the specialties we can know about Kurgi homes, as the writer has discussed in the anecdote Kurg? Kurgi home have a tradition of hospitality, and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Kurgi regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian Army, and the first chief of the Indian Army, General Karyappa, was a Kurgi. Even now, Kodavas are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without license. Next, explain with reference to context. Now we'll discuss RCs. Question number 37. He dropped his legs to stand on the sea, green sea. Reference: this statement is extracted from the lesson Two Stories About Flying, His First Flight, written by Liam O. Flaherty. Context: the author uttered the given statement to the readers when the young seagull dived from the ledge. He flew near the sea, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the sea. He saw a vast green sea under him with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and called amusedly. All the members of his family landed on that green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. Then he dropped his legs to stand on the green sea, but his legs sank into it. Question number 37. Here, Mr. What is that supposed to be? Reference: this statement is taken or extracted from the lesson Misbil the Otor, written by Gavin Maxwell. Context: the otter was guessed as the different animals by the people of London. The author awarded the highest score came from a laborer digging a hole in the ground. When the author was so far from him, when he had let down his tools. He put his hands on his hips and began to stare at the author. When the author came near, he saw his expressions of surprise and affront, as though he would know that he was not one upon whom to play jokes. When the author came up front of him, he spat and asked him which animal it was supposed to be. Question number 39 has given my heart a change of mood. Answer. Reference. The given line is taken from the poem Dust of Snow, composed or written by the poet Robert Frost. Context. The poet uttered these words to the readers when he was sitting under the hemlock tree in a sad mood during the winter season. The crow came and sat on the same tree. It shook the branch of the tree which was full of snow. Some flakes of snow or particles of snow fell on the poet, so he felt coldness. He thought that it changed his mood, or it changed his sad mood into a happy mood, or negative into positive one. So next, or C 40. No sun bury its feet in shadow. Reference. This line is extracted from the poem The Trees, composed by the poet Adrian Rich. Context. The poet spoke the given words to the readers. The poet says that the trees are moving out of the confines of the houses into the open forest. The poet adds that the forest has been empty for the past many days, and so no birds can be seen as they do not have any trees to sit on. On insects can be seen as they do not have any shelter, and the sunlight cannot form any shadows. The forest of humanity has remained empty for many days, but will soon be full and bright. So next, question number 9, quote from memory. ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕೋಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ 3 poems are mentioned. The first one is Fire and Ice. It is compulsory in the question paper. The second one is Amanda and the Tale of Custard the Dragon. ಈ ಮೂರು ಪೋಯಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಮೆಮೊರೈಸನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 4 marks question. Mandela's hunger for freedom changed his life. Justify the statement. Answer. Realization about the importance of freedom of the country hit Mandela when he was young. He valued his freedom but eventually realized that if the citizens of his country aren't free, then his freedom holds no importance. He held in his heart a desire for non-racial society and wanted everyone to have equal rights. Irrespective of them being black or white, his own hunger for freedom soon grew into hunger for the freedom of his own people, and he joined the African National Congress, which acted as a stepping stone into his political career. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಅಂಕದ 3 ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಈಗ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲುಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ದ 2 kinds of conflicts in letter to God. Lencho's destruction of crops by nature is a sheer display of power that nature has over us. His crops were ripe and ready for the harvest, but were destroyed by the hailstorm, and he could not do anything about it apart from cursing his luck and blaming God for it. He was very gloomy after the incident and had no resort other than writing a letter to God complaining about the same and asking him to compensate. So the first conflict is between the human being and the nature. It means the nature, the storm destroyed the Lencho's cornfield completely. This is between human beings and nature. So next conflict, the second conflict in the lesson A Letter to God is between human beings versus human beings. Conflict between human beings and human beings is displayed by the conflict the postmaster and ಲೆಂಚೋ had. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಂಚೋ ಮತ್ತು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ ಘರ್ಷಣೆ. The postmaster felt bad for ಲೆಂಚೋ for having written a letter to God and having such blind faith in him. He did not want to shatter or break his hope or faith, and hence he collected 70 pesos for him and sent it under the name of God. His good deed was not reciprocated well by Clincho, and he accused him of stealing money from his envelope. It shows the deep distrust humans have among themselves. Next question, question number 43. How was a baker and bread part of life in Goan society? Explain. The baker used to be the author friend's companion and guide. He used to come at least twice in a day. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke the author and his friends from sleep, and they ran to meet and greet him. The loaves were brought by the maidservants of the house, and the children longed for bread bangles. The baker would greet the lady of the house with good morning. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl, as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and bolinas are a must for Christmas and other festivals. Our question: how did Wali plan her bus ride? What information did she gather about the bus? And how did she save for the fare? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಸ್ ರೈಡನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು ಮತ್ತು ಹಣವನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಉಳಿಸಿದ್ಲು ಅದಕ್ಕಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 3 different questions are here. Wali found out that the bus journey to the town took 45 minutes and the one-way fare costed 30 paisa or paise. She listened carefully to the conversation between her neighbors and people who regularly use the bus and asked a few discreet questions here and there. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. Wally had very painstakingly saved every stray coins that came her way by resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, etc. It had been very difficult for her. Even at the Willie's fair, she resisted the temptation to be on the merry-go-round. Thus, she had been able to save 60 paise for the first bus journey or ride. Question number 44. Explain the tiger's emotions in zoo and in its natural habitat. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಟೈಗರ್ದ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಜಂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಜೂದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ನಾವು. The poet explains the agony and helplessness of a caged tiger that lives in a zoo. The tiger is not happy but is quite angry about being confined in the cage. The poet says that if the tiger was not confined to the Jew case, he would have been hiding himself behind the long grass near some water body in order to catch its prey, that is the deer. Also, he would have terrorized the residents of the village around the forest area. He was confined in a cage which was made up of strong building material and was helpless there. He could not show his power to the visitors. Therefore, never tried to terrorize them. The tiger is described as being powerless and agonized by the poet. He says that during the night also he is alone, hearing the voice of the patrolling vehicles of the police and looking at the stars in the sky. Our question elucidated the theme of the poem Amanda. The theme of the poem Amanda is childhood, innocence, and the challenges of maturing. The poet tells the story of a little girl named Amanda. She faces the difficulties of growing up when her mother expects her to behave responsibly and she desires to escape from the duties of grown-ups or growing up. The poem emphasizes the battle to maintain the freedom and joy of childhood when adult duties start to take control. The poem Amanda is about a small child whose parents are forever nagging her about what to do and what not to do. This frequent interference makes her very unhappy. It seems as if she is not free to do anything that she wants to do. She wants freedom from all restrictions. She dreams to lead a life of mermaid in a languid emerald sea with her being the only inhabitant there. She feels that an orphan has more freedom than her. She also wished to lead a calm and quiet life in a tower like that of Rapunzel with nobody to disturb her. So last one, that is, read the passage carefully and answer the questions given below. I have answered here for this passage. You can read the passage and answer the questions. See, I have answered here. You can look here. And B, question number B also, second question I have also answered here. You can note down these or you can study. Yes, last question number is, that is, write an essay about 18 to 20 sentences on any one of the following topics. Artificial intelligence, its influence on society. See, artificial intelligence is nowadays very important topic in the days. So it will be repeated in the next coming examination also. Possibility is there. Second one is students and social service. Imagine you are Santosh or Sangeeta studying in 10th standard Adarsh Vidyalaya Chitradurga, or you write a letter to the postmaster about the non-recipient of money order. Here, then two letters are given here. Imagine you are Rakesh or Raksha studying in the 10th standard Adarsh Vidyalaya Chamrajnagara. Write a letter to your father giving an explanation for your teacher's complaint about your average score. So these are the questions. ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನಲ್ನ SBK ಚಾನಲನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನಲಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಗ್ರಾಮರ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋದೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ರಿ. ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ತಮಗೆ